This boy's simple act of kindness warmed thousands of hearts around the world. Little Joe was abandoned on the streets of Nairobi, Kenya, with no family to provide for him or a place to live. He was on his own in this situation. John would beg for money from people to buy the things he required. Though it couldn't have been simple, he was able to get by. Then, he had an encounter that would never be the same. In today's world, there is less kindness and trust. Every time a person asks for money, people either see an annoying beggar or a skillful thief. But it also happens that under their poor clothes, there is a kind heart full of compassion and goodness. If we notice that we can help at least one person in this way, we make the world around us better. This stunning story took place in the capital of the Republic of Kenya in Africa, in the city of Nairobi. A child from the slums named John, like many poor children, came up to cars on the road and asked for alms. He had no relatives, and in the streets of a city he had to survive on his own. Not all drivers reacted kindly, but the boy was used to it. One day he came up to a car to ask for money as usual, but what he saw inside the car just dazzled him. The driver was a woman named Gladys Cammond, and she was sitting with numerous tubes attached to her body. All these tubes were connected to large cylinders in the car. There also seemed to be a device of unknown purpose. Seeing this terrible unexpected picture, John decided to ask why the woman had all these tubes attached to her and why she was carrying huge balloons. The driver explained to the boy that she was having treatment because she had problems with her lungs. To continue living, she had to move with oxygen cylinders and a generator all the time. The 32-year-old has additionally undergone 12 surgeries, the most recent of which resulted in her losing her sight due to an optic nerve rupture. She told John about everything and showed him all the equipment in her car. The boy was so shocked by her story that he burst into tears. John suddenly realized that there were even more terrible difficulties than his own. After all, when one loses their health, nothing else is important. He burst into tears at the thought that he could not do anything to help this unhappy woman. Not knowing what to do, he offered Gladys all the coins he had collected during the day. The boy was aware of the small amount of this money, but he really wanted to help in some way. Gladys tried to calm John down by holding his hand. Having seen a boy crying by a car, a passerby came and asked what had happened. When he realized what had happened, he took several pictures and posted them on the internet with a story below. The kindness of the little Kenyan boy shocked many people and caused a response in their hearts. Only a few days had passed and the images became viral. They were on social media around the world and created a real phenomenon that completely changed the lives of the two unhappy people. Gladys and John were able to collect about $80,000 via the internet. They even helped Gladys go to India for treatment. The woman, who was only 32 years old, managed to eventually improve her health. Stormy discussions on social media also influenced the fate of John. He was soon adopted and his new mother was a wonderful, cheerful woman. She took the boy out of the street and gave him a loving home. Now he studies at school, lives in a good house, and most importantly has a loving mother. The sincere act and the sense of responsibility changed John's life, and it changed many more people who believed in their ability to do good. Together people can make their dreams come true and even help each other to survive. One only needs to act like John at least a little bit. He was just a boy who once stood on the road asking for alms, but gave the last of his money to someone who was sick and suffered a lot and was in more need of it.